on strike.
It's it down the ground, going to get at least the single. Will he take the second? He does. Interesting decision from Karen Casey. I don't think Scotland will mind that too much. That's not the worst result. Score moves to 290 for 8. 1 over remains. Ooh. 7 required to win. 6, and we'll do it all again. We'll head off to the super over.
Oh my goodness! Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, Lenny. Don't even say it and tempt fate. It could be happening.
Well, we had one last month in Florida. Remarkable game. There is super overs. Long discussions now. Matthew Cross, the vice captain, joins the skipper Richie Berrington to talk to Mark Watt about what to do here. Surely the discussion between Karen Casey and Sandeep Lamachani has to be one of, Sandeep, get me a single, let me unleash my long levers, I'll win it with a maximum.
Oh boy.
If you don't love the associate game, you don't know what more it can do to entertain and dramatise our wonderful sport. Every single match in this league, every single game in the pathways continues to astound. Yet again, we've got a classic on our hands as the clock very nearly reaches midnight back in Kathmandu. I suspect not a single person has gone to bed early because it's those two heroes, the two men that were together at the crease as they gained their ODI status for the first time down in Windhoek. That Valentine's Day miracle might be getting joined by a June miracle here in the bitter cold in Scotland. They have it all to do, the Scots, to turn this game around. 7 runs required, 6 deliveries left, and they've got their trump asset bowling at the death. Can Mark Watt pull it off?
Wow, he went for 13 runs in his last over. He really was under the pump after being very tight and disciplined, and you can see now all the marshalling going on. There are fielders running everywhere. Watt is having a big say. They're settling into position now, but this is a huge over.
Final over incoming. Lamachani taken. It's another twist. It's another turn. Munsey clings on.
Oh.
And KC will be stranded at the non-striker's end as Rijan Dakal comes to the crease. You rarely keep Mark Watt wicketless in any 10-over spell, and he strikes back.
Wow. Wow. What a moment. He just pulled his length back on that occasion, but brilliant take from George Munsey. Full stretch, diving, safe pair of hands. What more can we get from this game? Lamachani is almost inconsolable as he goes off. 5 runs. Karen Casey down at the non-striker's end. Nothing he can do at the moment but watch.
Rijan Dakal is going to have to play his role now with the bat in hand. He's going to have to find a way to get KC on strike, and I'd be pretty sure that KC will only try to do one thing then. He'll try to win it with a maximum. He might have as many as 4 balls to do it. But Dakal is somehow going to have to try and get any piece of bat on this ball and just sprint down the other end. It might be a case here, Mel, of tip and run.
Well, yeah, that's the wisest option, isn't it? He's just got to get bat on ball, drop it somewhere. There's plenty of spaces. But
for Scotland, they've got to find a way for the 4 men in the circle, at least 1 or 2 of them, to save the single.
Yep.
The man at mid-wicket is squeezing in, as is the cover fielder. That's Davidson at mid-wicket, McMullen at cover. This is the critical moment. Can Dakal manufacture a single? Down the leg side, it's going to be a wide, surely.
Oh.
Might just need a 4 now to tie the scores, KC, if Dakal can get that single. Not sure what Watt was looking for, maybe the leg stump Yorker. Here comes Watt again, 5 deliveries left, 6 to win. Not going to find the single. Great squeezing from Davidson. And a good loud call from Karen KC. No run there.
Oh boy. So that wide, still 4 legal deliveries left.
Edged away, an edge for the single. Why is the man at short third so deep? It's going to give Karen KC a chance to win it. A 4 will tie it. A 6 will be a walk-off maximum. It's 5 to win. I think there's only going to be one answer here. 4s or 6s for KC, and he's going to have 3 chances to do it.
Well, a pressure really all falling on Mark Watt's shoulders. We talk about Karen Casey's broad shoulders. Mark Watt has got broad shoulders too. What has he got?
3 men in the deep on the leg side, 6 to win. Pumped down the ground, it's the longest part of the ground! 1 bounce, falls inside the ropes, and the Nepal fans are on the pitch. They thought it was gone all the way. End result will be 2. It's going to be 3 to win. Any boundary will do now for Nepal. Just 2 deliveries left.
Oh boy. Oh, if the rest of these 2 weeks are going to be like this, Lenny, I'm not going to be able to cope. My God.
Feel that heart rate at home, or if you're Mel Farrell, mine's pulsing up around 160. I'm not even moving. 2 balls left. It's 3 to win. Any boundary will do. It's worked into the leg side. He's going to get 1. Can he get 2? Could be a run-out opportunity. KC turns. Sharif misfields. The scores are tied. At a minimum, we're off to the super over. Nepal are at it again. And it's just 1 to win.
Well, I don't know how the players out there are feeling at the moment, what the pressure's doing to them. Little misfield as well on that last ball.
Well, it's the classic Nepal game, isn't it? Exactly what you'd expect. The Stuart Law era. I hope he's had his cardiologist check him out before he's taken this role, because this is what you're in for maybe months and years of to come. The scores are tied. Nepal cannot lose this in normal time. They could win it though. Any run will do. And almost the entire field now comes in for Nepal. Well, what a game we are witnessing. An extraordinary return to ODI action after 210 days out of it. We're somehow going all the way to the 300th and final ball of the second innings, and Nepal at a minimum have a super over in their hands.
Well, they do, and it looked like it was out of their hands for so long. They just kept finding a way, both when they were bowling and now when they were batting, to worm their way back into this game. The self-belief is there, the talent's certainly there, and it's being finished off by a truly magnificent innings from Karen Casey. He's got one more job to do. He's got 1 ball left. He can get them home now.
Fielders swarming everywhere in the circle. 5, or in fact 6 are cutting off the single. Just 3 remain in the deep ball on the catch. Here we go. Will it be the super over? Or can Nepal win it? It's dropped by the keeper. Given. We're off to the super over. It's given us a wide. In fact, Nepal win. Nepal win. Nepal win. They've somehow taken a win in the most remarkable of circumstances. The umpire took an eternity and the crowd swarmed the field. They won't be bowled all out. Maybe they will, I don't even know. But one thing is for certain, it's Karen KC, the hero. He'll finish unbeaten on 65. Dramatic, extraordinary scenes as 400, 500, 600 Nepal fans swarm the ground. Scotland have lost the most extraordinary game of cricket you might ever witness. And Karen KC is being held aloft by hundreds, and I'm not sure he's going to even get off the ground.
Wow, what a finish. It was all confusion. It was, I don't even think I even know what happened, but it was one way, then it was the other, then the wide was given. My goodness gracious me.
He's going to make it off. He's given a hero's ovation. Nepal have won the game for the ages. There'll be only one player of the match. That man is clapping him off with cymbals. the most incredible game of cricket you will ever witness at any level, and somehow I'm still not quite sure how. I think they've won it by just one wicket. I'm not sure the last wicket counts. I don't know what's just happened, but Nepal, they're winners. 2 critical points on the Cricket World Cup League 2 table. Well, mass confusion reigns. I wonder if Nepal or any side ever won a game by no wickets before. We're going to call it as a 1-wicket victory for the moment. I think the wide supersedes the run out that then follows it. More acute followers of the laws than I will hopefully educate me. But look at these scenes, glorious scenes, emotional scenes. Nepal, they're at it again.
I mean, only Nepal could win a game in such fashion on the very last ball. Well, we'll have a look at that last ball and see if we can...
Well, mass confusion is reigning right now because I certainly, in all the cricket I've ever watched, let's get another look. He's come across, and has it flicked the pad, I wonder? What an incredible call from the umpire mill. He took an eternity to give it. And Scotland were celebrating the super over. Had just roll this replay through. Keep rolling it if we can. Rijan Dakal says, no, look at your own umpire. He's indicating a wide. I think Scotland are going to end up winning by 1 wicket because you can't win by no wickets. Mass confusion around the ground here. And look at the pitch invasion that followed. Emotional, incredible scenes. Stuff you could not write or make up. And right now, the game, I believe, is done off the wide, so therefore the run out will not count. Both batters will end up not run out. I'd already thought we were off to the super over. I think we all need to catch our breath. Mel Farrell, what have we just witnessed?
I'm still trying to process it. But what is plainly clear is that Nepal are back. They might not have played for a long time, but boy, oh boy, when they came back, did they entertain. Every time you thought they were out of the match, they managed to land a punch and drag themselves back into it. Contributions all around. And the same must be said for Scotland, where every time you thought that they were out as well, they found a way to tighten things up. It was just a brilliant match. Incredibly entertaining contest with 2 fighters out there slugging in Scotland and Nepal. And boy, it bodes well for the rest of this week. And then the very last ball, just to think it all came down to that. You're right. They are the cardiac kids. And my heart is still thumping. And my brain is only just catching up with what has actually happened on that final ball. Brilliant entertainment. Karen Casey. I said I love watching him bat. Now you know why.
Well, the cardiac kids, they just keep drawing people in. The pitch invasion, which we felt was inevitable, has somehow now been descaled and de-escalated. KC, the folk hero, at it yet again. Let's get a look at the cards. That is truly one of the greatest ODIs. There's been nearly 5,000 of them in the history of this wonderful format. I'm not sure you'll see a more dramatic one than that. Nepal win, Nepal win, Nepal win. They take the win by just 1 wicket. 65 of 41 deliveries at the death from Karen Casey all the way down at number 9. It's the highest score of the innings and maybe the most heroic 1 not out you'll ever witness from Rijan Dakal has somehow scrambled Nepal over the line.
There were the important contributions all the way through, and then for the bowlers for Scotland, well, it was Brandon McMullen who arguably had the greatest impact, even though he was expensive early, but came back to take those 3 wickets and bring Scotland back into it. Jack Jarvis, Michael Leach taking a couple each, but in the end, it was in vain. But only just.
Have a look at the table. All of a sudden,
Oh.
things starting to look a bit rosier. We said if Nepal could find a victory or two here in for sure that they'd be delighted. The Stuart Law era begins with a victory in the most highly dramatic of circumstances you could ever imagine. Scotland are going to question and wonder as to just how they've lost that game, but all of a sudden that gap is starting to be bridged, and they've still got 7 games in hand over the vast majority of their opponents. Don't rule out another comeback for the ages in this second edition of ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. This is the match. So ends the game as a contest. Therefore, the run-out that followed from Matthew Crossan that was given correctly by our square leg umpire Sohail Ghazi from Bangladesh does not count. Dakal therefore remains unbeaten. Kesey remains unbeaten, of course, at the non-strikers end. They didn't need to run that single, and somehow Nepal have won by just 1 wicket.
Breathtaking stuff, and it is just still mind-boggling because even the players didn't realise at the time. So it did all end in quite a bit of confusion here, but those fans don't care. They're still going. It was all in vain. That wonderful 80 from Charlie Tier earlier on is the highest innings of the match, but in the end it was that 65 off 41 from Karen Casey. Other important contributions as well from Bertel and Jar. But that man, Karen Casey, they'll be singing his name for hours here, those fans from Nepal who have graced us with their wonderful, joyous presence today. They have a lot to celebrate, and I'm sure the celebrations will be going on for hours yet.
Don't go near too far. We'll have the post-match presentation in just a few moments' time. For me, Andrew Leonard, for Mel Farrell, for everyone in the Cricket Club's production team and the IMG team, I want to thank you all for watching. You've seen a game for the ages here in beautiful Scotland. Nepal winning by 1 wicket. We'll find out who the player of the match is. If it's not Karen Casey, I'll eat my beanie hat. And we'll hear from both captains too in just a few moments' time. Thanks so much for watching.